Hi my friends, welcome to my channel. Today, let's chat about the Chinese salary. So in the first part of the video, I will talk about my own experience of the Chinese salary. And the second part are some statistics I find online, which are pretty trustworthy. I will share them with you. Talking about my own experience of Chinese salary, the closest experience is in 2019. At that time, I was looking for jobs worldwide, so I also sent resumes to some companies in Shanghai. As a master's student in the finance field, which is also a pretty ludicrous major, and also I have 1 year working experience overseas. My salary range was about 8K to 1.2K per month. I mean the average salary for a person like me, which is around $1,500. At the first moment I saw this salary, I thought it was pretty much in the lower side because when I worked in Silicon Valley, my salary was like 3 or 4 times more than that salary. And I already had some experiences. When talking about the living expenses in Shanghai, 10K RMB or to say 1,500 per month, it can support your living in Shanghai with rent and living expenses and some other expenses. From the $1,500, you may spend $500 to $1,000 to rent a place. This depends on if you have a roommate or how far you are from the city center. Probably for me, I will choose the lower side to $500 to $700 to rent a place. And I think the living expenses is around $200 to $400. This salary can pretty much cover all my living expense and probably can also save some money. But at the same time, I had to say 10K per month, $1,500 per month is not a very low salary in Shanghai. At least for us, the finance industry is a pretty ludicrous industry, and also we have the overseas working experience. So I think it still takes some effort to earn like 10K or over 10K per month in Shanghai. And my next experience about salary is in 2016 when I just finished my bachelor's degree and I'm casually looking for jobs. So since I already got the admission to my master's degree, so I look for jobs pretty casually. I did a couple of interviews and I never accept any offers. At that time, I was living in Chengdu, which is the 3rd tier city in China. The average salary for a person like me with a bachelor's degree, and my school is also like a top-notch in that area. As a finance student in business school, the expected salary is located around 4,000 to 7,000 RMB per month, which is like $600 to $1,000 per month. I also had a pretty close friend who have the same background as me and who look for a job in Shenzhen, which is a 1st tier city. The salary range are pretty similar. So for her, the expected salary range is around 5,000 to 7,000 RMB per month, which is around the $700 to 1.2K per month. In my bachelor's degree, I also did 3 internships and a couple of other part-time jobs. And since I don't really work full-time, I was paid as hourly salary. And a very interesting fact is the salaries are pretty the same. I did 3 internships. One is with my school department, so we do surveying in another city about the income survey. That's a really fun experience because you also travel during this process. The second internship is in a real estate company as a sales assistant. And the third internship is like a consulting intern, a project assistant in a Fortune 500 company. So for all these 3, the hourly wages are pretty similar with around 10 to 15 RMB per hour. So yeah, it's like $1.5 to $2 per hour. It's also the same as the part-time job I did. For example, like distributing materials and do the greeting works. So at those years, like 2014, 2015. So I think this is more like a very typical salary for the student who find a part-time job or internship wherever you are. I also highly suggest this is very close to the minimum hourly wages the law enforced to pay their hourly rates employees. And we have other 2 part-time jobs that can pay slightly higher. One is tutoring. You can tutor for the high school student. Also, if you are really capable, you can tutor your peers, the college student. So you generally paid like 15 to 100 RMB per hour, which is around 10 to $15 per hour. But at the same time, I think it's reasonable because tutoring is a limited resources. You are exchanging your knowledge, and also you need time to prepare the lessons. And another part-time job that can pay you more is about modeling, or you are being the person to greet others. So you are very likely to be paid like 300 to 500 RMB per day. And also during that job, you generally don't need to work like 8 hours per day. And another thing I know is about the salary for foreigners, especially for English teachers and models. For me, I think the salary is pretty high comparing with the local people, which is around 20K at that time. So also at the time as a student, this is like the first couple of time I earned the salary, I earn money by myself. I'm pretty much excited about that, and I'm grateful about the experience from that jobs. At that moment, and also in college, we earn some money, but it's not like the major task to cover our living expenses. And also the living expenses is like 200 to 300 US dollars per month. Most Chinese families, the parents will keep paying the student tuitions and their living expenses when they're in college. That happens to nearly all of us, and we feel it's pretty common. And also at that time, we believe that the most important task for us is to study. But I also think it's a good thing to get exposure to the society. You learn about earning money, you learn about money, especially earning money in an early age. And now let's go to the second part. Let's jump into some statistics I found online. This is from the National Bureau of Statistics in China. Well, this is talking about the median disposable income in 2020. The first statistics is talking about the per capita disposable income for all the residents. Well, we see it's around 4,300 US dollars. And we need to notice, first, this is all the people, this is urban plus rural people from all the places in China. And the second thing we need to notice, this is about disposable income for all the residents. But you know, not all the residents are employed. The income is averaged out to all the household members, so we get the income of residents. So probably for the salary, we can say it could be around 10K per year, but still it's not a really high salary. And we also have two other statistics. The one is for the urban residents. The per capita disposable income is around 6,200 US dollars per year. So we can think about the salary maybe 1.3, 1.4K per year, because you know it's average out in a household. And another data is for the disposable income of rural residents, which is around 23 to 2,400 US dollars. Well, we can also do a simple calculation about the monthly disposable income for the residents. The median for all the residents is about 350 per month. Well, for the urban residents, it's about 500 US dollars per month. And for the rural, it's about 200 US dollars per month. This is another form I can share with you. This is talking about the median wage for different provinces. Well, the unit is RMB. So you can see for most developed cities such as Beijing and Shanghai, their minimum salary is like 22, 2,400. All these salaries are enforced by law, so you cannot hire anyone lower than this salary. Well, and for other provinces, it could be lower, depends on the development of the certain area. So generally, this minimum salary per month is located between 15 to 25 RMB per month, which is generally 200 to 350 US dollars per month. But also I had to say, for a local residents who had a full-time job, generally our salary is around 2 or 3 times higher than this minimum wage. And for this part is the hourly rate minimum wage. So for example, for Beijing, it's 24 RMB per hour. This is like the minimum. And that also is higher than the minimum wage of the monthly salary because you don't have that stability. And another thing I found pretty interesting is this one. This is the map of the average disposable income in 2020. So we already talked about the average before. So you can see in some major cities such as Beijing and Shanghai, so generally they have 5,000 to 6,000 RMB per month, which is around 800 US dollars per month. The whole country is like 300 US dollars. So you can see those numbers, those are the monthly disposable incomes per capita. You can also see in the first tier cities, the big cities such as Beijing and Shanghai, they have much more disposable income than other provinces. Some other high-income provinces including Zhejiang and Jiangsu and Tianjin, Guangdong, Fujian, Liaoning, Shandong, and Chongqing. So first of all, since this is the disposable income for all the people, you need to average it out to the unemployed people, to the kids, and to the elder people. If you want to talk about salary, you need to times 2 or times 3, then this is the average salary. And also the consumption rates in many cities in China are pretty low. So you can spend like $5 to get a really nice meal for yourself. And this is a salary map, so you can see the unit is RMB. Actually, the yellow part talked about most of the companies, such as state-owned companies, city-owned companies, also limited liability companies, and the companies from foreign countries. While the blue part mainly talk about the private companies. Personally, I think China still have a big wealth gap between different people and between different cities. Well, let me know if you like this type of topic and I will make more. Thank you for watching and I will see you again soon.